What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and listen to Senator Cassidy. Yes, we're taking a look and listen to Senator Cassidy again. He was interviewed again on Sunday, and he was talking about Social Security reform. So we're going to talk about his plan again. He's going to mention that. And then he has a surprise. He has actually a surprise in this video clip that I want to talk about when it comes to Social Security and maybe a new candidate that wants reform for Social Security. So we're going to talk about that too. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so we're going to get right over to Senator Cassidy. So here we go.
You've heard me speak about Social Security before. Neither candidate is offering something which has a snowball's chance of passing Congress, and yet Social Security will become insolvent in about 8 years. So wait, it's going insolvent in 8 years, and neither candidate is offering a solution which has a snowball's chance in Hades in order to getting passed. So the very fact that I speak about that means that, wait a second, this might be somebody whom we would consider because this person is talking about serious answers to serious problems.
Okay, so very, very interesting here talking about Social Security, right? He's actually saying that this no labels, and we don't know who's running in the no labels. It's going to be an independent, well, we don't know who the person is, but you have the Democratic Party, you have the Republican Party, you have the no labels party. They're trying to get a candidate to run for president. And so it's interesting what he's saying here. He might be, he probably, obviously he knows who this person is that they want to run on the no label ticket. But this person is also talking about Social Security reform, which I find very interesting. And so we could see in the coming weeks, we could see this person who's running on the no label ticket. And we also could find out more about what they want to do when it comes to moving forward with Social Security reform. This might be another reason why we're seeing Senator Cassidy a few times. I mean, he's been last week. He had an interview. He talked about his plan, and we talked about his plan just a couple of days ago, the $1.5 trillion that they will be borrowing and investing that into the stock market, and that will be for Social Security. I have my doubts about that. I don't think that would work, but that is his plan. Now, it looks like we're going to have a no labels candidate that's in support of either his plan or has a new plan for Social Security reform. So I find this very interesting.
I'll point out, by the way, that if Social Security goes insolvent, there'll be a 24% cut in benefits for everybody receiving it. That's why it's so serious.
We're getting to Social Security right now, but just to be clear, you're not running on a no labels ticket. I just want to be clear about that.
I'm not.
Okay, let's get to Social Security. You say neither candidate has a plan. Biden has put forward a plan. Part of that will be raising taxes on businesses, large corporations. On Monday, Donald Trump said he would be open to cutting Social Security. He walked those comments back. But do you think that Trump can be trusted on the issue of Social Security to protect Social Security?
Well, define protect Social Security. Neither candidate has put up a plan that will prevent the mandatory 24% cut in benefits when the trust fund goes bankrupt. And by the way, Biden's plan, he's already proposed $4.2 trillion on wealthier Americans, and now he's going to tax them again for this. At some point, you could confiscate the wealth of wealthier Americans, and you wouldn't achieve everything that he's saying that he's going to do. This is kind of like his go-to. I'm going to tax wealthier Americans to fill in the blank. It's just not practical the way he's proposing it, but it gives them a talking point. People want to move beyond talking points. They want actual answers. We're not getting them.
Senator, part of your plan involves an investment fund, and the challenge and the criticism is that would that not pose serious risks to investors, essentially leaving Social Security to the chance of the market, the stock market?
No, in our proposal, we actually created a trust fund separate from an investment fund separate from the Social Security Trust Fund. So no risk is borne by the beneficiary. She is going to be able to, we're going to repeal that law that says she gets a 24% cut, and we'll use the money here to offset whatever borrowing is required to pay her in her benefits until it's fully kind of accounted for.
Okay, now, does this sound logical? What he is saying is they're going to borrow this 1.5 trillion from wherever. It's just going to come out of the sky because we don't have the money. So they'll borrow the 1.5 trillion and there'll be no risk to the American people. No risk at all. So you're not going to lose any of that money. You're going to invest in the stock market and it will just grow. But if the stock market tanks, you're not going to lose anything. Do you believe that? But does it sound logical? That doesn't sound logical, because if you borrow 1.5 trillion and the stock market goes down, or let's say it just drops down just a little bit, and you're not able to bring in more revenue, because first off, if you're borrowing money, you're going to have to pay interest on that money. So that's the first thing that you have to pay off. So when you start bringing in the revenue, some of that money is going to go straight to the interest, and then hopefully you'll have enough left over. And so he's saying there's no risk at all. I don't believe that. Not at all.
And so we actually know exposure. And if you look at the stock market returns since 1929, it's averaged 8.5% return. And so, yeah, there might be some time in the future where it dips down, but history shows that it increases back up. And by the way, this is what every pension fund almost in the world does, except for Social Security. We need to follow best practices.
Okay, so that was Senator Cassidy on Social Security. So we found out a couple of things there. We already knew what his plan is. We've already talked a little bit about his plan. And so I just wanted to show you he's pretty much doubling down on this. He says that this will work and there'll be no risk to the American people. But I'm now interested to find out who this new labels candidate will be and what they're going to say about Social Security reform. And this could be crucial because, right now you do have, it's true, President Biden and former President Trump, they're not really putting forward, or at least promoting, a plan for Social Security. President Biden has lightly said, you know what, I'm for a $200 raise for Social Security. I'm also in support of the Social Security 2100 Act, but he's not actively talking about it. He hasn't talked about it for a very long time. All he's saying is that he wants to protect Social Security. He's not going to cut Social Security. And if someone brings something to his desk that's a cut to Social Security, he's going to stop them. That's all he's saying. He's not going any further. He's not putting a plan forward and saying, look, this is what we're trying to get passed through Congress. He's not saying that. So let's see what this new labels candidate has to say about Social Security reform and how they want to move forward with that. So that's what I'm interested to find out. And we'll find that out hopefully in the next few weeks. I heard that they're struggling to find someone to actually run on this no labels ticket. So we'll have to see if they're able to find someone, and we'll also have to see how they feel about Social Security reform. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.